Hey, what's going on? Keith from Trigger Happy. Going to take a look at a Walther P99 here today. This is chambered in 9mm. I don't have a lot of range time with this gun at all, really. So you're kind of seeing my initial impressions here of this gun today. Really like the feel of it. You know, I like the look of it. It's very modern looking firearm. Has a lot of nice features to it that you expect from Walther. One of the things I'm going to have to see if I like or not is that trigger. It's a single action, double action trigger, and it feels pretty spongy dry firing it. So we're going to see what I think of it after we take a few shots. We're at about a distance of right at about 7 yards, which is what most of the time we train at for concealed carry classes, something like that. So we'll see how this gun does at a shorter distance of about 7 yards. Shooting 147 grain Winchester, and we'll see how it goes. Well, maybe I'll walk the camera up there and you can see that group. It's a pretty nice group, I gotta be honest, for having no range time with this gun. You know, this at 7 yards, that's a pretty acceptable group if you ask me. I'm pretty pleased with that. We'll do a few more shots with this thing and see what it feels like and how it behaves maybe in a little quicker firing situation, but so far so good.
Continuing on here with the Walther P99, I didn't get as much time on video shooting as I would have liked. Had a camera malfunction, and that's kind of the way it goes. So we'll just kind of go on here with the tabletop. I really didn't have any expectations with this firearm when I first started. You know, wasn't sure if I would like it or not. When I kind of started handling it, I thought, boy, I really don't care for this trigger, which they happen to call an anti-stress trigger. We'll get into that in a minute, but really didn't think I'd like it. After shooting it, I gotta say I did pretty well with it. There's a few little quirks to it. I still don't care for the trigger, but I shot it well, so you know, it's kind of an odd thing there. But ships with two 15-round magazines for those of us that live in good states anyway. The rest of you get 10-round magazines. There is a 40 Smith & Wesson model as well out there. I have not had any time with it. Go ahead and insert a magazine here, empty of course. Standard German design that you'll find on a lot of Walthers and HKs is the magazine release is totally ambidextrous. It's in the trigger guard. I used to not really like that. I gotta tell you, I'm really starting to, the more I mess with these guns. I really like the way that, especially on this one, because it's kind of short in the overall design, and I can easily actuate it with my finger as opposed to going to my middle finger. You know, so I like that. As far as the way the grip is set up, very low rise kind of dimple pattern here. You can see there's not much to it. A little bit of checkering, again, not real abrasive at all on the front. It's kind of got that hump that I don't normally care for on the guns, but that is, you know, changeable. There is the large size backstrap, and there's the small. It has the medium on it now. The hump is not going to go away, but becomes a little less or more pronounced depending upon what you like. You know, typically I complain about that, especially on Glocks. I don't shoot them well. I actually shot this one quite well, and the hump did not come into play at all. I feel like, you know, the webbing of my hand fits into it really well, and I just really like it. As far as the sights go, they are adjustable sights. You can see here, 3-dot pattern. They're kind of small dots. but I found that they were easy to acquire and I had no problem with them. As far as the slide release, it's only going to be on the left hand side here. It's not going to be set up ambidextrous like the magazine release. Not a big deal. As far as a few other features that are kind of odd on this, it has a decocking mechanism here, which almost seems like an afterthought to me. It's just such an odd place. Some people might like it. There is just no good way to get to this thing without taking your grip entirely off the gun if you want to go to a decocked mode. You know, just odd. Now, you can see the striker here is got a red dot on it, so you can tell that the gun is cocked. And then obviously decocking, that striker goes away. You can't see anymore because it's in a double action mode. Double action, yeah, so that's what they're going to call it. It's just a really strange trigger. There's nothing else to say about it. It's kind of the first shot, now again, I'm in decocked mode, is a long double action pull. Just, you know, not a bad trigger in this double action mode. It's just long and a pretty hard pull. Now, if we go to this anti-stress mode, you'll notice here that the trigger is still reset all the way out, but it clicks through really easy. Now, you can hear a definite sound there, a click, when you get back to a certain point, and then it keeps going. It's just a very odd, let's see if I can show it here again, feel to it, okay? Light pull all the way back, click, pull some more, gritty, you can definitely hear that. Now we're clear back in the back of the very back of the, the very back of the trigger guard here. And then it finally pulls at about 4.4 pounds, I do believe. So it's a light pull, but it's just so strange to get used to. I noticed every time, the first shot of the magazine, I shot just in no man's land. I just wasn't ready for it. It's just, this part right here is just so strange. There, it clicked back. Now see, it holds there. And now it clicks on through. The reset on this gun, there we go. Yeah, it's light, so I'm trying to do it on camera here. The reset right there, very short reset, and a great pull from there. It's just something that takes some getting used to. I'm used to my new HK VP9 I've been shooting a lot. So this is just kind of it's just weird. Let's put it that way. And I'm not sure how I feel about it. Again, I shot it well, so you kind of make up your own mind when you get your hands on it. Accessory rail on the front. It has kind of a serrated trigger guard here on the front if you like to shoot that way with the finger on the guard. You know, overall, this gun is in a retail ballpark, just north of maybe 500, 525, somewhere in there. I think it's a reasonably priced gun. If you like the trigger, you're going to really be happy with this gun. If you don't like the trigger, you're never going to make this gun work for you. I don't even know where I'm at on it. You know, I like a lot of features about it, but the trigger is just strange. So maybe after some more time I'd like it, but for now I'm kind of saying I'm just kind of on the don't like it side in terms of the trigger alone. Everything else on this gun I find is very nice. It's just got a low bore axis. It's easy to handle. You know, I dig it, but the trigger, that's up to you. So thanks for checking us out. Keith from Trigger Happy, and we'll see you next time.